we go. Hey, Chelsea, I'm so excited to chat with you today. Welcome, welcome to Glennda's Gazette.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so honored. Thank you for inviting me. And I just could not wait for this morning. So very excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited that you're here. This week in the Glennda Gazette, we are talking all about content creation. And I have this section called Glennda's Guru. And the first, and actually the only person that I thought of was you.
Oh my gosh, that just touches my heart. Thank you so much. I'm really passionate about helping real estate humans market with heart and humanity, not hustle and hacks. You've heard me say that a lot. And so that really, really makes me feel like I'm on the right track about creating content that feels authentic to each individual. So thank you so much.
Well, you know, Chelsea, I got to tell you, and I'm sure that I've told you this before. When I first started Instagram, like really getting serious about Instagram, you were like the first person that I felt like was ever giving me like true advice, true counseling on how to build my social media following. And I think maybe when I started following you, I might have had 3,000 followers. And just, I mean, and you're right, it's heart and humanity. And you really were part of the foundation of helping me, you know, kind of start this journey of authenticity and not having to be perfect and really posting real life and real estate.
Oh my gosh. And you do it so well. You are now my example. And when I talk about content and having meaning and personality and perspective, I just show your picture on the slide. I'm like, do you know Glennda Baker? Everybody knows Glennda Baker. And you're just so passionate about embracing that self-awareness. And that's one of the things that I talk a lot about and am still growing in my own self-awareness. And I look at that as trusting ourselves that we know ourselves and the ability to share our stories. So I love that you are personality plus, absolutely share your perspective, sometimes even the unpopular opinion. And that's really what is relatable and connecting to your audience. So bravo, you've done an amazing job.
Well, thank you so much. Well, on Glennda's Guru, we have 3 questions. And that is, you know, what are you working on right now? What are you working on that you can't tell anybody or that you want to tell everybody?
I'm really, really excited about a new keynote. That's where my things start. So when I say things, whether it's courses, whether it's potentially a new book, which I've said time and time again, I am not going to write another book, but you never know. I mean, never say never. It starts with a presentation. It starts with a keynote. And I don't know why that is for me, but I feel like I need a challenge to get all of the ideas into one spot. And so I'm working on a new keynote that has to do with, instead of being remarkable, being relatable, and how that can be done and how we do that through providing context and really the why we have a fear of being vulnerable on social media and in public and how we can overcome that. And so I'm excited because I haven't really talked a lot about deep diving into the whys and the hows with tools, because I feel like that's such a human experience that we're all like, oh, but like, what if somebody says something, or what if a troll comments, or what if? And so I'm excited to be working on that. I'm going to be delivering that at the Inman conference in August. So I don't know, 60 or so days I've got left.
I think it's 65. I think it's 65 days, my friend, because I'm going to see you there.
Yes, ma'am. I am. I'm working on it today.
I love it. I love it. Well, you know, it's funny because I always say that, you know, my brand is real, relatable, reliable, and relevant. And someone said to me the other day, it's also raw and refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you're right. You know, it's so interesting to me to see real estate agents, to see social media personalities try and present this post to be perfect. And it's really been the videos that have been about the mistakes that I have made and the times that I have been hurt and that I have hurt someone that really have, resonated with the audience. So I think that you are exactly right. Relatable, remarkable. I love, love, love the word remarkable. What a great kind of caption. I love that, because you are remarkable to me.
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
And I was just sitting here thinking, I went to a conference and you were the keynote. And I remember thinking to myself, because there was nothing else in the conference that I loved, and you got up on stage and I was like, oh my stars, I'm actually going to get to see her in person. This is so cool. So I if you have not had the opportunity to see Chelsea in person, you are missing it, because, one of my friends says live events change lives, and seeing you in person and seeing your ability to connect with the audience and also to deliver to the audience content that they can actually walk away with that day and implement into their business that second. That is really in person. I mean, I'm sure you have a lot, but I think that's what your superpower is you are tactical, you are practical, and the delivery of the message from you is something that I can walk away and implement in my business today. That's what I found when I started following you.
Oh, I received that. Thank you. Thank you so much. I received that.
Take that, girl. Okay. So I'm assuming that you're excited about Inman. What else are you excited about?
I have been on a journey this year about really getting clear about my brand message and where I want to go and how I can impact and influence more lives. And I know that seems like, oh, I thought you already had that. And it is something that evolves. So I'm looking forward to working on that. And I'm doing some exercises. I've hired some amazing people to help me through that. And I really believe that that's important, to have people around you, whether it's a mastermind or a coach, to really get you out of your comfort zone. And so I am a coach, and I have coaches, and you are incredible, and you have coaches. And so I think it's really important to invest in your most important asset, which of course is ourselves.
Yeah, 100%. I met with a business consultant last year, and she sat me down and she said, and she was actually the one who helped me come up with this umbrella. And she said, tell me what words describe you? What words do people say? And what words do you think describe you? And that was where we came up with real, relatable, relevant, and reliable. And she said, okay, tell me what you want to do with that. And I said, I want to inspire, impact, and inform. And she goes, okay, great. I mean, it was hilarious because we were at breakfast and I had kind of reserved her for the day. And we're at breakfast. We're 30 minutes in. And she goes, okay, so if it doesn't fall under that umbrella of those 7 words, then the answer is no. And I was like, okay. And literally we sat there and ate ice cream and talked for the rest of the day. It was so amazing that she just honed in on that. And she's actually going to be at Inman in August. Ooh. I'm going to introduce you to her. That is a great connection for you because she is an amazing person. So I'll make that introduction for you.
I love that. Yeah. And you're right. It's so simple. Once you have it, it's that simple. Getting that, not everybody's going to sit down like Glennda and rattle off 7 amazing words. That's the part that sometimes, because we're so close to our own stories, it's hard to pull that out of ourselves. But once you have it, then you're like, it's a yes or a no. Does it? Nope. Check. Nope. Okay. We're not going to do it.
Yeah. And it was super. I loved it. It was so concise and to the point. Mm-hmm. And for me, I need it simple so I can execute it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I've got one last question, and that is, one piece of advice that you wish you knew or that you would tell yourself if you were just starting now.
Oh my goodness. So many things, right? If we could go back and tell our younger selves who were filled with, self-doubt and imposter syndrome and anxiety. I am somebody who has talked about my journey with anxiety. I've had it my entire life, an extreme level of medically diagnosed, obsessive compulsive disorder, anxiety. And I will say that there are many days that I look back and think, life would have been easier if I didn't have that. And I think that me going through it when I was younger, I would say, listen, this is going to turn out to be one of the best things that has happened to you. It doesn't seem like it right now because you're in it and you're in your mind and you're having all of these physical reactions. And what has happened is I've had to learn how to be in the present, which is really helpful. I've had to learn to be in the present. Just like you said, it's a yes or a no. I believe that it's helped me be a lot more empathetic for people, never knowing what's going on in their lives. So I would say that what I truly thought was the most awful thing that I could have, every single day and wake up to as a young person, that if I would learn to funnel it into a way that was very positive, in my life.
Oh my stars. I hope people realize what you just said, because in the moment when you were in the tornado of that anxiety, it was difficult for you to catch your breath and get your arms around what you were going through. But thinking about it and having the ability to look back, you really realize that it was a blessing and not a curse, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, just to let people know the level, I mean, there were weeks sometimes that I didn't leave my bedroom. Like that's the level of anxiety that, and I'm sure a lot of people have gone through that and certainly worse. And yeah, so it's definitely something that is here with me every day.
Well, I have to tell you, you have been that happy face. Every time I think about you, and I sent you a shirt, every time I see that happy face, every time I think about you, you literally are someone who has the ability to transfer joy to others. And every time I hug you, every time I'm in your presence, every time I hear your voice, every time I see your post, I think about that you are tangibly joy.
Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you. Well, if you want joy, you got to be joy, so I'm really honored. Thank you so much. And that makes me feel great. So that's exactly what I want people to feel, when they're around me, because I am happy and I want joy and I want people to have joy. And so, yes, thank you so much. That's an incredible compliment.
All right. So Chelsea, us girls, we have chit-chatted it up. Now tell these people, like, if they're looking for you, how can they find you?
Best places on Instagram, and you can send me a DM. Everything is on Instagram. My links, my website, my email. If you are looking for somebody to speak at an event, whether it's virtually or live, I would love to talk to you about it. I have a coaching program and a whole bunch of free stuff. So if you want to watch all of the things on how to set up your Instagram account, I've got you covered, and you can find all of that in my Instagram profile.
Chelsea, thank you, thank you, thank you for your time and your talent. And tell them, I want you to close with that post that's my favorite, that I sent you last night, that I sent it to you. Remember, you posted it 3 days ago.
Oh, yes. Okay. So I posted about stop creating a content machine, and machine was in quotes. And I know, because I experience a lot of content stress, that it can feel overwhelming, that we feel like we have to constantly be feeding this machine of again and again and again. And I kind of jokingly was telling someone, your clients don't need 63 pieces of content to determine if they're going to trust you. They need content with the right context. And the context is you, your personality, your lived experiences, your opinions. It's also knowing what your message is and knowing who you are and what your superpower is. And if we don't share pieces of that, your content can never make a stranger feel like they already know you. And at the end of the day, our goal is to share content that a potential stranger could develop some trust, familiarity, and feel like, oh my gosh, Glennda, I feel like I already know you. I know we've never met, but gosh, I feel like I already know you. And isn't that what we all want, is to feel connected?
Absolutely. Content without context is worthless, and you are the queen of that message. So thank you, my friend. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And again, thank you for being Glennda's Guru of the Week.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Okay, stop.